YouTube, bienvenue dans cette nouvelle VOD sur Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown. On est sur cette mission d'escorte d'un objectif terrestre dans une ville où on ne sait pas qui est allié et qui est ennemi, et donc il faut aller les scanner au contact, ce qui complique un petit peu l'opération. Mais je sais, je fais de mon mieux. Ok. Oui, je sais. Je sais plus où vous êtes par contre parce que j'ai accroché un autre contact. Voilà. Ok. C'est bon, c'est des potes. J'essaie de suivre, hein. Mais c'est pas forcément évident. Il se passe beaucoup de choses. Ah! Vous voyez que c'est pas moi qui... Ah, c'est même pas moi qui l'avais touché en fait. On va pouvoir laver mon nom. Je peux pas passer mon temps à faire des cabrioles aussi, j'ai une mission à accomplir. Putain, encore? Bon, on venait juste d'avoir un checkpoint, donc c'est pas trop dommage. Ok, c'est ces mecs là qu'il faut que j'élimine. C'est un allié. Ok, je cherche des ennemis, pour le moment je vois que des potes. Ok. Merde. On est passé dans les nuages pile à ce moment-là. Bon, ça m'est bouffé 4 d'un coup. Il n'y a plus de cible. Le voilà qui s'en va. Ah, où ça? Bon, on va pas engager du coup. Ouais, mais je les prépare au cas où. C'est les filles de Mihail. Non mais je surveille juste. On va devoir les protéger. C'est des extrémistes. J'abat les appareils d'escorte. Oui, pardon, je me suis trompé. Ah non, il fallait vraiment pas les abattre. D'accord. Bon, après tout, c'est des chasseurs aérisés, hein, je veux dire... tant qu'on ne détruit pas l'avion dans lequel il y a des civils. Les autres, c'est des personnels combattants. Ok. D'accord, faut vraiment juste buter les appareils qui viennent les exploser. Sauf que c'est lui qui a créé toutes ces saloperies de drones. Hein. On pourrait l'abattre là. Et à tous les coups, il y a le grand-père qui va venir. Ok. Donc juste les SU-33. Hein. SU-33. Ils vont être marqués comme target. Voilà. Ce sera plus simple comme ça. C'est bien qu'il restait des targets encore. Ah, il pilote bien lui. Où t'étais sur le champ de bataille, mon gars? Voilà. Et voilà. C'est Mr. X. Ah non, d'accord. Bande de salauds. Ah. Ah. C'est toi qui les as créés, enfoiré. Putain, à dire que j'ai eu un échec de mission pour avoir fait ça tout à l'heure. C'est le mec qui est dans l'appareil de liaison, putain. Si seulement vous aviez pu voir les cinématiques. Ah, on nous envoie plus de drones. Putain, reviens ici, toi. Ouais, ça, les MQ-99, c'est un seul missile, ça suffit. Ils sont en carton. Ouais, j'ai plus de missiles longue portée. Ils sont contents, les connards. On les a protégés. Et maintenant ils testent leur armement sur nous, ils sont contents. On va les arrêter, vos appareils. Oups, j'ai tiré sans verrouillage. Voilà.
The Ocean aircraft is here to pick us up. The approaching Ocean aircraft. Losing his army? Elaborate. They stole our sealed orders. The VIP. It should be a piece of cake. Were you sent by the General Staff? No. It's like what it said. No, I can't.
There are 3 scratches.
What does that mean?
The tail of that plane.
Les enculés, ils ont abattu le général. Ils se foutent de la gueule du monde, vraiment. Aïe. Ah. Faudrait pas que je reste assis en tailleur si longtemps, ça me fait mal aux genoux.
In order to respond to the attack on the base, Cyclops has scrambled after being on standby. We'll head up too, once our planes are ready. Oh, and Labarth is dead. What did you say? Apparently, he was shot down by another Ocean aircraft after he left the area of operations. I mean, I know it was chaos. Still.
Merde.
All we can do for now is watch our own backs.
What's up with the commander?
He's staying in his room. He's still alive, since we can hear him crying.
Le commandant est parti pleurer, mais on a besoin de lui dans ces moments difficiles.
The island we went to was supposed to have been secured by the ground forces. They hadn't gotten a handle on things by the time we got there, so now we were stuck in the middle of a half-assed campaign. My job was to get the planes ready for combat, making repairs and handing them over to our troop of cons. Thing is, the enemy still had the hangars. The comms were still down, so none of us knew what the hell was going on. The last transmission I heard before everything went to shit was that some prisoners from an Ocean military penal unit rioted and managed to escape. They stole some jets and now they were flying around, taking out their former allies
Ouais, d'accord.
left and right. I wonder if any units like ours were out here, creeping around. Hearing the Ocean jets firing at each other overhead chipped away at morale. Since the radio was out, it was quiet. I liked it better that way. All I heard was the gunfire. Here we were, walking around carrying rifles. We were pilots, damn it. Friendly fire will probably kill us. You know things are desperate when the guards that used to lock us into solitary are now telling us it's better we all stick together. I guess they think our odds of surviving this war are better that way. After walking for miles across the battlefield, we came across the wreckage of a plane. Passenger, not military. I knew that rose. It was an Erusian liaison plane. The guard's dogs smelled something and took off. They led us to a cliff. And the bodies.
Today, I lost everything. When Osea attacked our capital, my father, a man who was never really suited to being the king, was killed. I was to be flown out of the war zone to safety, but the plane was shot down by rebels. The entire crew was killed in the crash. Soldiers appeared and one shot at me. My dog went after him and shot him to pieces. He was my best friend. After all those speeches I gave about working together for peace, I thought everyone felt the same as I did.
Tu faisais les discours pour la paix, mais c'est ton pays qui a déclenché la guerre quand même.
I'm sure the soldier who shot at me knew I was the princess of Erusia. He was Erusian too. More soldiers have come. Now, there is no one left to protect me. I am so numb, I cannot move. I watch as one of their dogs approaches. It sniffs mournfully at my dead friend. I wonder if it grieves for him as much as I do. I can barely think. I feel weaker by the minute. I don't know who these soldiers are with, but I managed to take a sip of the water they gave me.
How long have you been here?
Somehow, I muster the courage to answer the woman's question. I tell her I've been there 3 days. They gather around me with grim looks on their faces. What would they do if they knew I was the Erusian princess? After searching the cockpit of the plane, the woman who spoke to me before came back to me.
This is an air-to-ground tactical radio. It still works!
I noticed she walked with a limp. She knelt down next to me and asked her companions to give me some food. And then, very softly, she said,
You see, I used to listen to your broadcasts, Your Royal Highness.
Just what did you see here?
Okay, enough talk. Your opinions have all been taken into consideration. Beyond the seizure of Forbante, which is important, and supporting the Erusian officer. At this point, I just don't know what our strategy is, or what our mission. Radio communication is still patchy for both the military and civilians, so we're getting zip from Mission Command about our orders. Still,
C'est YOLO,
countless
donc.
Erusian forces in the area, it's too dangerous for us to stay around here waiting for a miracle. Now, regarding Count's suggestion to think about self-defense, I think we should make a break for Tyler Island. It was a large Ocean base before the start of the war. Count says his previous squadron took part in an operation to seize control of the island. It has the only base that will get us to the space elevator without refueling.
It's also a transport facility for supply ships that provide drones and ammo for arsenal birds. For the Ocean forces that are looking to reclaim the space elevator, those are two great reasons in its favor. If everything went according to plan, the base may already be in Allied hands when we get there.
Ouais, donc ça ne sera pas le cas certainement.
Though based on what Count told me about the island operation, it won't be easy to seize control.
If the ground troops have managed to open the bridgehead, the transport route to Osea for supply ships should be available.
So much at stake, I can't imagine Arusia just giving it up without a fight. Things could really have gone bad.
Even if there are enemies left, they should be pretty easy to suppress.
I just want to go home, man.
Me too.
With that look on your face, Trigger, I know exactly what you want.
If Trigger's ready to kick ass, then so am I.
Yes.
Straight. We're with you, Trigger.
C'est moi le héros de la squad.
Haul ass to Tyler Island. Although we can avoid the Arsenal Bird's anti-air network, there's still remnants from the Erusian forces. I want to get to the island without getting into any unnecessary combat. Pick a fast craft and fix it how you want. Pack for a long trip, but remember, if you drag your ass, you'll get left behind.
Ok, toujours aucune information sur ce qu'on va affronter. Je crois pas que j'ai assez de thunes pour le F-35C. Mais j'ai assez pour la manœuvrabilité générale. Et du coup F-35C au prochain. Lancer la mission, on va garder le F-18 pour celle-ci. Avec le QAM et les pièces installées. Mais la prochaine, on pourra sortir le F-35C certainement. Puisqu'on ferme pas mal de crédits à chaque mission, vu qu'on nous donne beaucoup de cibles à éliminer. Ah oui, on a toujours pas d'IFF.
Something's not right.
Tango 2-3, we don't have the firepower to assist you. You're on your own. Please, we need help. Wagtail is on the Ocean landing ship. What's going on? What did you say? Multiple boats inbound. Prepare for anti-air combat. This is the CIEUX Lancaster. The aircrafts in your area belong to the LRSSG. Allied aircraft. A retreating vehicle is taking fire. Requesting assistance. Roger.
Et pourquoi vous êtes en train de vous replier? Ok. Ok. Donnez-moi d'autres cibles. Let's go.
Let's help retreating Ocean forces. Take out any hostiles in their area. Don't engage till targets are ID'd.
Boots on the ground don't need more people shooting at them.
Thanks. It's absolute chaos out there. The Erusians are even starting to fight amongst themselves. Well, now we know what's going on, but shit. We're outnumbered, taking heavy losses. We can't even run. The enemy will shoot us in the back. Signal from Strider 1.
Imbécile. Imbécile. T'as par contre vraiment allé taguer les ennemis, c'est quand même compliqué. On prend à 0? Non.
Let's help retreating Ocean forces. Take out any hostiles in their area. Don't engage till targets are ID'd.
The boots on the ground don't need more people shooting at them.
Thanks. It's absolute chaos out there. The Erusians are still starting to fight among themselves. Well, now we know what's going on, but shit.
Là, on a plein de cibles aériennes. On va éliminer ça.
Take out the hostiles in our area. Get us out of this hellhole. We need help or we're still up and running. Can you hear us? We're taking fire from multiple enemy tanks. You're with us. From there. It's no use. Work to the right. Fire at that supply ship.
Non, container truck, c'était un seul.
Jesus, they're firing at each other. Is this the norm around here? It's all crazy. We are in the middle of a mission to take back the mass drive. The supply ship and munitions depot is highly combustible.
Attention à pas se cracher.
Strider 1, APC destroyed. Push him back! Fire! Fire at will! We need more ammo! Open the bay until operation feeding time. Pull them away from the mass driver.
Putain, mais comment j'arrive à rater des cibles hélicoptères, quoi. Ah, je décroche. Putain.
All aircraft, search every nook of the island. We're not leaving anyone behind. We're asking for friendly fire. ID your targets. Strider 3 launching missile.
Putain, le temps que j'ai mis à identifier, quoi. Ah, il y a des alliés ici. Faut faire gaffe. J'aurais bien aimé accrocher la cible qui était sous moi, mais... Mais comment ça, rater? Le truc ne bouge pas. Ok. Ici. Ouais, j'y vais tout de suite. Pourquoi j'ai des cibles là? Ah non mais attends, j'ai des cibles ici à identifier. En plus ils sont dans les nuages ces enfoirés.
Identification complete. It's Erusian bombers and their escorts. Count's prophecy has come true. Take out all bombers. They'll flatten our allies. Plenty of civilian casualties as well. Precision bombing was impossible in these conditions. Maybe they know they can't. We're gonna draw them all.
Allez, on détruit tout. Putain, ils esquivent trop bien. Faut vraiment que je détruise les tupolèves. Ah, je l'avais. Là, je l'avais. Là. Ok.
Don't they know they're on the same side? We'll be firing at each other. This is CIEUX Longcaster. We're uploading the latest ID data. Check your TAC terminal. You guys got out alive. You have time to figure it out.
Ouais mais on n'était pas censé prendre la base, pourquoi on couvre une retraite? Ah putain. Je commence à manquer de missiles, faudrait que je fasse gaffe à comment je les utilise. Ok. Il me reste quelques targets là-bas. Que j'étais censé avoir abattu depuis un moment. Bah là, elles sont où les coordonnées là? Mission complete, mais il y a encore des cibles au sol. Bah dépêche-toi parce que j'ai presque plus de missiles en tout cas. Ah et putain faut avoir les yeux quand même par contre. Où sont mes targets? Où sont mes targets? Là j'en avais une. Je l'ai perdue. Il m'en reste encore, il m'en reste encore. Ah j'ai pas le temps. Si, ah, juste attends je crois. Ah mais c'est vrai que je recharge des missiles. Ouah, c'est comme ça qu'il ravitaille l'arsenal Bird. Ah mais j'ai pas les armes moi.
even know about. We have no choice but to take down the supply ships before they can get within the Arsenal Bird's air defense network. You've got to hurry or you're not going to make it.
Bah ouais, mais mon appareil il est pas assez rapide et j'ai plus mes missiles longue portée.
All aircraft, remain on high alert. We got bandits incoming on radar. You're going to have to forget about them for now. Focus on destroying that supply ship first.
We're sitting ducks like this.
Let the supply ship get too far away, we'll never be able to catch it. The target's using cloud cover to hide itself. Don't worry, we know where it's heading.
On va canarder au pif, on sait jamais.
Missile hit the supply ship dead on. 90 seconds to the enemy's air defense network.
Ah mais trop dur. Et pourquoi mes missiles ils se lockent pas? Ok, j'en ai détruit un.
Did you see that explosion? Looks like that's one of them down. Remember, there are 2 supply ships out there. Hurry up and shoot the other one down. 30 seconds remain. Don't give up. Quick, Bird can't take much more of this. Enemy on your back.
Non mais je l'aurai jamais là.
Which one first? Don't try to follow after the supply ships. Stick close to trigger. We're almost out of time. Turn top of reach area. Supply ship has reached the Arsenal Bird's air defense network.
Ouais mais on va recommencer depuis le checkpoint avec les munitions rechargées, ça va mieux le faire.
The supply ships have been launched from a massive
Là j'ai galéré avec mes 2 missiles
If the supply ships make it to the Arsenal Bird, they'll be able to resupply it.
qui se rechargeaient pas assez vite.
Loaded with new weaponry that we don't even know about. We have no choice but to take down the supply ships before they can get within the Arsenal Bird's air defense network. You gotta hurry.
Déjà là je vais pouvoir leur balancer des missiles longue portée avant d'arriver au contact.
To the enemy's air defense network. All aircraft, remain on high alert. We got bandits incoming on radar. You're gonna have to forget about them for now. Focus on destroying that supply ship first.
We're sitting ducks like this.
Et en espérant pas se bouffer un éclair.
Never be able to catch it.
Which one first?
Don't try to follow after the supply ships. Stick close to trigger. The supply ship's in the clouds. We can't find it. The missile hit its target. Everybody's got to keep a safe distance to avoid getting caught in the explosion.
Ah oui d'accord.
Did you see that explosion? Looks like that's one of them down. Remember, there are 2 supply ships out there.
Il faut vraiment que je fasse gaffe aux rayons d'explosion. Ah j'ai pris un éclair. Shit.
90 seconds to the enemy's air defense network. 60 seconds remain.
Allez, allez. Hop là.
We all enjoyed the pretty fireworks. This thing had any windows, we could have seen it for ourselves. Nice work, team.
Ok.
Who's the girl that ran at the tanks with the smoke canister? A few more crazies like her, life down there may have been a tad bit easier.
What do you think would have happened to those refugees if you hadn't intervened?
Oups, pardon.
That's why I like the sky. You don't have to see those types of things.
Ah, la guerre a l'air plus propre d'ici. Hein.
Closer to ending the war.
No, we just basically prevented it from going on forever. Count's right. choice but to return to our original base. Our base that is nearly out of food and fuel. We need to do something.
Caution. Pull up. Caution.
Ok. Ouais, cette mission-là était plus courte, par exemple. Quoique.
Good. Take a seat. Everyone's here. All right. Good work in sinking the supply ships. Not to mention saving the refugees. However, we're in no position to start celebrating. Even the commander here is starting to fray from the stress.
Can't say I blame him.
Now, Tyler Island is in a state of complete anarchy. This base isn't safe either. The faces you see around you are the only friends we've got. Take a good look.
We found a boat, then sailed away from the island. We had to. We didn't belong there. The new guy's name was George. I noticed when the anarchist said his name, he said it with a thick Belkan accent. How did you know that he was from Belka?
Well, both my parents were from Belka, so...
You never told me that. They say that Belkans are known for their conspiracies.
That's just a stereotype. Now, I simply stated my honest opinion and was thrown in jail for it.
The princess sat there looking miserable. That was a dumbass stunt she pulled back there, but it got us on this boat. Take a look at that. This ship is heading for a single rope that's hanging down from the sky. Do you know how far the end of that rope reaches?
Outer space.
No. It is a direct connection to the very potential of mankind itself. Or at least it was until war erupted.
It's my strong belief that the rope might be connected to a very distant, faraway source of great conflict and strife. Even long before the war, the whole world started falling apart once Harling began trying to build it. I often wonder what was going through Harling's mind when he was trying to destroy the very thing that so many people were sacrificed in order to create.
Sacrificed? What do you mean?
Have you seen all of those countless old space shuttles on Tyler Island that are no longer in use?
Yeah. I always thought of them as a good source of scrap. They're an obsolete technology that was abandoned during the construction of the space elevator. Which would mean that if the space elevator was destroyed, it would be that much harder for mankind to reach the stars. Until we find another way.
But even then, Harling still went ahead and tried to destroy it. At the cost of his own life.
That's not the way I heard it. What I heard was that he sacrificed himself to protect the tower from an incoming missile.
Oh, I was told he tried to fly his ship into the tower in order to destroy it.
I wonder which story is true.
Je pense aucune des deux en fait.
I don't know. Looking at it objectively, it's reasonable to believe that Harling had both options before him.
When it comes to which one you think he took, I guess it's like a mirror.
Yes, it is. It's like a mirror looking into your own soul, based on whichever choice you believe it was. At the moment, though, I can only see darkness. think that thing should be destroyed.
Quoi qu'on sait pas ce qui se passait dans l'hélicoptère, ça se trouve, oui, il a vraiment pris le contrôle de l'hélicoptère pour essayer de le cracher dans la tour.
It's time for the briefing. Although, since we don't have any contact with HQ, it's not like this is an official mission. Anyway, it looks like the seizure of Tyler Island and the relief from Osea have been postponed. In the meantime, we just have to do what we can to survive. Since losing its capital city of Ferbanti, Erusian forces have separated into smaller, autonomous factions. It looks like Erusia's largest force and leading faction will pass through the area around this base. The space elevator is significant to them, so they're probably heading there.
Should we intercept?
Why? I doubt they're gonna start a fight now.
Our top priority should be to get home. Let's go already.
Yeah. It's not like we have the supplies, power, or even a real reason to put up a fight. But what are we going to do if they bring the fight to us? We need to be ready to push them back. If we head inland from here towards Erusia, there's an old castle that's been converted into a stockpiling base. Shalaji Castle. It's currently occupied by some of the Erusian forces that broke off, but we need ammo and fuel. They appear to have converted a freeway into a runway, so we can expect them to have the capacity for air combat. But they'll be easier to handle than Erusia's lead faction. Well, we can't use all our aircraft to attack. The transport carrying the stolen supplies needs support. Okay, Strider Squadron. You head out first, and neuter the dogs at the stockpiling base. Rendezvous with Cyclops Squadron, who will bring the transport. Then we bring the supplies back to this base.
Got it.
Aircraft are our only threat.
Sounds good.
We'll make it. We're all gonna fly home. Together.
Ok, et donc là je peux m'acheter le F-35C. Sol 36 R7, bon. En vrai il me faudrait plus un truc pour le combat au sol, mais... Est-ce que j'ai assez déjà pour... Non, j'ai toujours pas assez. Donc à la rigueur, ce qu'il faudrait, c'est... Ça c'est anti... Ah oui, non. Et on lance l'émission même s'il reste 2 minutes. Avec... Avec un A10C. Nick. Choix des pièces. C'est des missiles, hein, c'est pas des bombes. Non, paf, paf. Non, ça on s'en fout. Allez.
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. You're cleared to taxi.
Juste pour voir si c'est une mission qui dure longtemps ou pas. Si je la boucle en 10 minutes, voilà, ça sera fait. Et puis la prochaine fois, on n'aura que les 2 dernières missions à faire.
No Osean forces are in the region ahead. No allies here. No need to ID your target.
Ok.
We've set a number of priority targets, focusing on their anti-aircraft weaponry. Okay, team, into work. Unidentified aircraft, not sure if friend or foe. Fox 2. Fire anyway. We don't have time to be wondering if they're friendlies or not.
We capture this base and take the fuel and supplies. That's the plan, right, Trigger?
You take it you want to live. That's how it was where I grew up.
I was just double-checking mission orders, Hushin.
Putain, les 4 missiles au sol, c'est vraiment de la tuerie quoi.
There are more vehicles along the road. They don't appear to be military. They're Erusian refugees. They must be fleeing since the conflict got worse.
Missile.
What are you talking about? They already are firing on us. He's confused. I know. We're all out of ammo. Don't give up. We're not going to lose our country again.
C'est vraiment idéal pour une mission de bombardement quoi.
Russian military. The autonomous state of Shalaji used to be a nation. The region has always leaned towards independence. Those who want to restore their homelands flock to it. Apparently, their core consists of officers from Vaslij, which neighbored Shalaji.
Missile.
Are they our enemies?
Missile.
They're our enemies' enemy, but not our friends.
Ah par contre, là je vais devoir abattre des chasseurs. Ça va pas être très drôle avec le A10.
Resistance is strong. They seem pretty desperate.
Escadron 1, target acquired.
That only scratched me up. Continuing with combat.
Caution. Pull up.
Merde. Peut-être attendre le verrouillage. Ok.
They have 4 aircraft. 4 planes incoming. Fire more missiles.
Coming up on the castle. Let's hurry up and capture this base so we can get its fuel and supplies.
Shit. I feel like we're a group of burglars.
Don't say that. This is for our survival.
Yeah, I know.
That's Shalaji Castle.
Missile. Missile.
Allez, venez ici, bande de bâtards. Ah, le A10C, quel plaisir pour les bombardements. Par contre, quel play pour les dogfights. Faut que j'utilise ma manœuvrabilité à faible vitesse pour me maintenir derrière eux. Voilà.
We do what we need to survive, right?
Not something I'll tell my son about.
Cancel takeoff. Soul Squadron, stand by.
Negative. This doesn't seem as if we can get up there. Strong with hope of restoration. Don't worry. As long as we accelerate inside the tunnel, they won't be able to shoot us down that easily.
Their interceptors are in the air.
All right.
Getting to takeoff.
Ok.
Tunnel is insane.
Soul Squadron, airborne. Shoot the invaders out of our skies.
Ah non, attends, on va pas se taper Mister X en A10. All your bases are belong to us. Ouais, putain. J'ai pas un appareil fait pour le dogfight, moi. Je savais pas qu'on allait se battre contre des pointures. On m'avait indiqué plein de cibles au sol, là. C'est surtout que j'ai pas l'avion pour. Je pensais que c'était une mission de bombardement, moi. L'ennemi me verrouille que dalle. Putain, mais je fais que de le toucher. Ah putain, enfin. Ah non, voilà Mister X. J'ai pas du tout l'appareil pour. Ah, il a changé d'avion lui aussi. Et lui, il va avoir un avion plus efficace. Putain, et avec, ouais, avec un railgun. Ok, Mister X, je t'affronte en A10. Et je vais te foutre la honte. Alors que toi, tu es dans un X02S. Je t'affronte avec un bombardier, mon gars. Oh, je te touche. Oh, toi aussi. Il charge son énergie. Ok, donc il faut suivre son axe de tir quand il charge son arme, il faut suivre son axe de tir sur le radar. Avec un bombardier, mon gars. Putain, il est trop rapide. Touché. Putain, c'est un mystique en plus. Eh ben j'essaye, mais J'ai pas l'appareil pour, encore une fois. Bon, on retravaille une fois, mais je pense que je suis vraiment pas équipé pour. Hein. Si j'avais su, j'aurais pris un appareil qui aurait eu des armes. Mais moi, je me préparais. Moi j'étais parti pour une mission de bombardement, ça se passait très bien la mission de bombardement. C'est après que c'est parti en couille. Je te mets la misère mon gars. Esquive. Il est trop rapide en plus pour mes missiles. Et il manœuvre trop bien. Il manœuvrait déjà trop bien quand il était dans un appareil normal. Je l'ai touché. Ah ouais. Et tu penses que ça va être si facile que ça avec moi? Tiens, prends-toi ça. Touché. Je t'ai détruit avec un bombardier, mon gars. Arrête de faire le prince du ciel. Oui.
Is this a message to Trigger? What does it mean? I don't think this war is over just because we shot down Mr. X. Yeah, it's gonna take something else entirely to end this thing. I just don't know what.
Bah voilà. Une bien belle fin de session. On va se regarder juste la cinématique qui suit et puis ensuite on se dit au revoir. Minuit 15, parfait.
The resupply went well. We should be okay on food and fuel reserves for a little while at least. Luckily, the rumor that the Erusian army is advancing nearby is only a rumor. There's no sign of them from the skies. Rumors. This is what happens when you lose communications. But we got one good fact. The plane Trigger shot down was an advanced model of the XO2 Wyvern. It was developed in the last Continental War. Erusia had a lot up their sleeves. Apparently, they were even supposed to have Belkin aircraft back in the First War. What if Trigger couldn't shoot it down? Just thinking about it gives me chills. We're lucky to be here. In war, you never know what's lurking behind the curtains. But it looks like everything's loose now. Solid chain of command, rest periods after sorties, a battlefield where you know friend from foe. All of that's gone now, lost in a fog of confusion. Feels like a distant dream. Now, just how the hell are we gonna get out of this mess?
Désolé, Mikhail.
When we got to the mainland, we found the space elevator's support facility. I guess this was the factory where they built the gigantic structure the elevator traveled in. There was this little girl sitting in front of a mural. When the princess saw her, she shuddered like she'd seen a ghost. The girl had a stuffed animal. This was the day after the shit went down at Tyler Island. She walked right up to the princess, took her hand, and led her into the factory. One thing's for sure, they knew each other. The factory'd been converted to a production line for Erusian drones. It was fully automated and chugging along, making drone after drone after drone. Once they got inside, the princess stopped and just stood there. Another girl was there with a man in a lab coat. He was trying to use his keyboard, but she wouldn't let him. She took a data chip and threw it on the ground. Then she walked over to us and took the gun from the prison guard's holster. She pulled the trigger and destroyed the chip. Later, I found out that the girl with the gun and the one with the stuffed animal were sisters. They were also the granddaughters of Mihai A. Shalaji, the legendary pilot.
Ah oui, c'était son royaume, au-dessus duquel on se battait du coup.
He said Mihai was the top ace from 2 wars ago.
Et du coup, c'était un personnage
This guy was a Belkin, and they love to stir shit up.
des anciens Ace Combat.
Other nations is a particular favorite of theirs, along with developing hyper-advanced technology.
C'est le premier auquel je joue, donc je sais pas.
I'm Belkin, born and raised. My country is gone now. Rather than surrender to its enemy, Belka detonated 7 nuclear weapons on its own soil.
Ah oui, d'accord.
My people scattered around the globe, living in the shadows of other countries. We had a new purpose: to breed wars. The theory was that through war, we could achieve our destiny and our revenge. I had just finished inputting Mihai's data when his granddaughter came in. She destroyed the only copy I had of the information I squeezed out of him. The girl loved Mihai. No one knew more than her just how hard I pushed her grandfather for that data, how much I made him sacrifice in the process. I promised his granddaughters that his efforts were not in vain, that it could end this terrible war. But in the end, it only caused more chaos and despair. We were responsible for all this damage, all this tragedy. Now, we were going to pay for it. The Erusians, once our allies, would see to that. I had lost the drive to continue my work, even before I noticed Mihai's granddaughters eyeing me with suspicion that one day. I should have stopped then, for all our sakes. Mihai's granddaughter tossed the gun aside. She said if she resorted to killing, she'd just end up like the rest of us. And by us, she meant everyone, including the princess. Like me, the princess was afraid to look into the girl's eyes. She knew that by encouraging her people, she kept the war going.
Bah oui, quand même.
Mihai and his granddaughter were victims of it, and now they too were paying the price.
Is this for Belka? Or for Erusea? My grandfather had only one wish, to continue soaring through the endless
Enfin, c'est un soldat quand même, il abat des gens pour le plaisir. Hein.
only place where he felt alive.
Arrêtez de le sanctifier.
Have a country to call home, let alone the sky. The Black Forest, the lake, they are no longer mine. Even though those lands were once cherished by my late mother. We have to learn to put that sense of nostalgia behind us and behave like mature adults.
My homeland. She's right. It feels so far away now. The woman with the rifle approached me. She was focused on more pressing issues.
I checked the computer. All of the data on the legendary ace had already been installed.
No, I pulled it before it was completed. However, there are 2 aircraft that are already scheduled to be manufactured based on that data.
We must destroy the factory.
This isn't the only one. There are more facilities just like it, and the 2 planes containing the data will be manufactured at one of those facilities.
So, this place runs on solar power that the space elevator generates, right? How about the others? We can destroy the space elevator and cut the power to them. First things first, let's take this one out.
I'll show you which locations to target.
I stood there, thinking about that mural by the factory's entrance. Harling commissioned it to be painted. I realized that in the background, behind the dancing figures, the artist had painted several space elevators. I understand now. The space elevator wasn't designed to exploit Erusea after all.
Good. And afterwards, we'll bring down the space elevator itself. No matter why it was built, right now, it's the root of this chaos.
I wonder.
Yes?
I wonder which path you would choose when looking at Harling's mirror.
Let's get the briefing started.
We've done enough air operations. Just let us go home.
There's no path for us to get home. Whatever direction you fly, it'll be right into a hail of enemy fire. Earlier, we received a communication via the partially restored general network. Here is what it contained. Apparently, the Erusian radicals have gathered around the space elevator, as it's a source of energy. Give the warmongers a powerful energy source, and you give them the luxury to keep on fighting. In response to this, people from both Osea and Erusea have joined forces, and will take down the final Arsenal bird in a saturation attack from the air and the sea. Once that's achieved, they'll take the space elevator from the aggressors.
Has the source been verified?
It could be fake. I hear you. Take a look at what's written at the end. Hey, dumbass. If you want to bring the world back from the brink, go to the lighthouse and see the future.
Dumbass? Sounds familiar.
Certainly does. It's from those guys we met in Tyler Island, the 444 squad. It's a message to all those looking to end the war. But I also think it's a message for Trigger.
Guess we'll do what it says.
Okay. Well then, I'm thinking we go roast that damn bird.
Putain, on va affronter encore un Arsenal Bird.
On the same page. It's time to end this war.
Ouais, la dernière fois, on avait un gros canon.
Time to fly, guys. Let's go get that.
Là, on va être juste avec notre armement conventionnel, quoi. Donc ça va être du full air. Je vais faire les achats tout de suite. Ouais non, on va s'arrêter là. Merci à tous d'avoir suivi et à bientôt YouTube pour la prochaine VOD de Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown où nous attaquerons au deuxième arsenal Bird et certainement à l'arsenal à l'ascenseur spatial pour terminer. A plus.